I bet many of you are viewed as the strong one. You are the one that people always trust to get things done. You're the one that people turn to when they have times of need. You're the one that always has it together. You're the one that never breaks down. I bet many of you relate to that. And if you're a single parent, well, you embody that. Because as a single parent, you have to hold it together, hold those tears back, keep those fears quiet while you're around your children, only to finally allow it to come out behind closed doors before you have to put that mask on again and pretend that everything is okay and to pretend that you have it together. And there's benefits to being known as the strong one. It feels good to be seen as independent, as capable, as responsible. It's good to be recognized for that strength. But it's also hard because that label, well, it simply becomes another burden to bear. Because when you're the strong one, you don't feel like you're allowed to break down. When everybody believes that you always have everything together, you don't feel like you're allowed to say, I don't know how I'm going to make it through today, or I don't know if I can get through this situation. You're used to putting on that face, to pretending that everything is okay. And you don't give yourself permission to be weak, to be vulnerable. And it often feels like others don't give you that space either. When you're the strong one, you help others, even when you need help yourself. Intellectually, you might know about the oxygen mask and how you have to put your own on before you help those around you. But in reality, you know that you have that extra gear and that you can just keep pushing, and you know, I'll be okay, but I'm not sure if those around me are going to be okay. And so you push your own needs aside in order to attend to those needs of others. When you're the strong one, you feel like you have to maintain that image. It becomes part of your identity. And so when you allow yourself to cry, to admit weakness, to be vulnerable, to be open, it goes against your very nature, your very self. It threatens the core of your identity. And that's even scarier than the thought of keeping it all in. When you're the strong one, others often minimize your struggles. Oh, you've got this, they say, dismissing it like it's no big deal. And you nod in agreement. Meanwhile, inside you're screaming silently, I don't know if I do. This might be the time that I can't do it. I'm not sure that I'm strong enough. And that's part of the hardest thing with being seen as the strong one, is that the way that others perceive you doesn't always match with how you feel inside. And when you're the strong one, you don't know how to ask for help because you don't allow yourself to ask for help. And so you're unsure. I know I find for myself, when I do ask, I tend to be too timid about it, too subtle. And so people don't understand that, oh, she really does need help. Because I whisper it when instead I need to speak it a little bit louder with a little bit more clarity. And for me, one of the biggest gifts of my tsunami divorce over 10 years ago now was that I hit rock bottom. I hit a place where I couldn't pretend to be the strong one anymore. The strong one was crushed, disintegrated. I wasn't even able to ask for help, but quite frankly, I didn't need to ask for help because my need, it was so obvious. And that was one of the biggest gifts because it taught me that it's okay to be open, to be vulnerable. It's okay to be seen as weak. All of those people that had always seen me as the strong one came to my assistance, never once making me feel less than for not being strong, never once belittling me for being weak or vulnerable. Instead, they just took my hand and said, let's do this. I'm here with you. We got this. And that, taking that help, admitting that weakness, that takes being strong. Being willing to show that you can't handle everything on your own. It's okay to be strong. And it's also okay to admit when you need help.